Please welcome Mrs. Adetutu Alaka. Mrs. Adetutu is a highly respectable leader in education. She's currently serving as the head of science, a careers lead, and a careers guidance counselor. Having over a decade experience in classroom leadership and counseling, she's passionate about equipping others with the skills needed for succeeding in this rapidly changing world. Ms. Adetutu is dedicated to using varieties of tools in equipping students. She liaises closely with teachers, industry partners in providing meaningful career opportunities, internship opportunities, as well as university partnership. Mrs. Adetutu is innovative in her approach and very dedicated in what she does. She is known not just in the education sector, but also among our community. Mrs. Adetutu is happily married to her husband and blessed with two wonderful children. Please welcome Mrs. Adetutu Alaka.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let me see, can I share my PowerPoint? Okay, can you hear me? Yeah?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. I was just checking
as well.
Right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's been really, really, really good sessions by the two speakers, Mr. Odukoya and Dr. Akin today. I've really, really learned a lot. And I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be invited here to speak today. So today I've been tasked with talking about apprenticeship and volunteering, and I aim today to look at these following outcomes. So I'm going to be talking about what an apprenticeship is, the key benefits of apprenticeship. There might be, I'm not sure of the skills level of everyone listening to this, but in terms of thinking about the key benefits of apprenticeship compared to other traditional routes of education, we'll be looking at that. Who can apply for an apprenticeship really? So we'll be looking at that as well. I put a slide together to look at different levels of apprenticeship, all the way from 16 years to degree level apprenticeship, and is apprenticeship actually right for you? At what point in time do you decide to go that route or not? And then towards the end, I'll be looking at volunteering opportunities. But I have to say that Mr. Odukoya and Dr. Akintude has said a lot of things that I've got here today. So sometimes what I will be doing is just linking what they have said to tie with what I've prepared rather than going over the same thing again. So I will start with what exactly is an apprenticeship. Being in the, as a teacher and also as a career guidance counselor, a few years back, it was a known thing that in school, when students have career guidance counseling, they are usually advised to go to the university route. And that was it. And most schools would actually take actions to off-roll students that would not be going to the university route in order to improve on their figures. But that has now changed because there is now a requirement by the government that in the school's career program, all students need to be advised and pointed in the direction of apprenticeship as an alternative route rather than everybody going to the university. So what is apprenticeship? So apprenticeship would combine study and work together. As an apprentice, you will be employed and you'll be earning salary from as a result of the work, and you are entitled to holiday pay as any other person that is working. You would work along experienced staff, and that is where mentoring comes in as well. As an apprentice, you will gain job-specific skills. Now, I'm sure everyone will be aware of this. It's in the news about the skills shortage that is in some industry in the UK. So as a result of that, there's now a big thing about companies taking on apprenticeship to try to cover or reduce the gap in the job in the skills, reduce the gap in skills shortage in the UK. You get time for training, and 20% of your allocated work time would be used for study. And also, apprentices would take between 1 to 5 years, depending on the level. If it's a master's level apprenticeship, which is a level 6 to 7, it might take up to 6 years for that. So what are the key benefits then? What is the point of doing an apprenticeship, going on an apprenticeship program rather than going the conventional route? So number one, apprenticeship would offer hands-on experience. So as an apprenticeship in a particular sector, it gives you the opportunity to gain practical real-life experiences in the chosen field or in the chosen sector, unlike someone that's gone to the university to get the academic qualification only without experience. That is one. Apprenticeship would earn a living while learning. So basically, you're working and you're getting your qualification and you're also being paid as a staff in the company that you are completing your apprenticeship with. You would gain industry recognized credentials as well. Upon completion of apprenticeship, you would gain certificates as well. So some of the certificates might be specific to the role or even qualifications based on the industry that you're working on. Then there's career advancement as well. So it would depend on the sector. For some apprenticeship, while they are on the apprenticeship training, they also have the benefit to apply for promotion just before they complete the apprenticeship, just like any other staff. So in that regard, it would be an opportunity to actually advance in career quicker than someone that's gone to the university because of the experience in that same sector. Then I think this is a big one now, reduce student debt. So I'll be talking later about at what point in time do you choose to do an apprenticeship? Reduction in student debt will depend on your journey on the career path. If you are post-18 going to the university or just finishing your 6th form, and you have to go to university and you have to get student loan for 3 years compared to going on an apprenticeship. So on apprenticeship, you get the experience, and also the company would also, or the government would be responsible for paying your fees. So it's a no-brainer to me, to be honest. Mentorship. Dr. Adetutu has done a really, really good piece on mentorship when he did his own session. So apprenticeship are required to work under the guidance of experienced professionals that would guide them, provide support, and provide mentorship. And also, as Dr. Adetutu mentioned, if you have a mentor while you're completing your apprenticeship, there's a relationship development there. The relationship development can actually help to accelerate your career progression, as mentioned earlier on. There is high employment rate. Most likely, if you complete apprenticeship with an organization and a vacancy comes up, surely you will be qualified to apply. They already know you, they know your work ethics, and you'll probably be on the front row, on the front line compared to someone that hasn't had that experience and did not complete apprenticeship with them. Then finally, being an apprentice also helps in building professional network. Dr. Akintunde did a beautiful talk on this previously as well. So apprenticeship provides opportunity to establish valuable connections in the industry of their choice, which can be beneficial for their career growth. So the next thing I want to talk about then is who can apply for apprenticeship. Move this out of the way. So apprenticeship can be from age 16, and there's no upper age limit. An example is a colleague of mine. She was sharing with me about her mother who had, her mother is 58 years old. And then she just decided she's not enjoying what she was doing. And so she went to start an apprenticeship with B&Q just recently. And apparently she's the oldest apprenticeship that they've got there. So there's no upper age limit, provided you're not in education full-time or part-time. And also you would prefer to earn while you're learning rather to avoid the student debt. It is possible to have previous qualification or degree before you start an apprenticeship. Like the example of my colleague's mom, she already had a career previously, had qualification previously, but just wanted a change and decided to go on an apprenticeship with B&Q. So on this question of who can apply for apprenticeship, from my experience in my role as career guidance counselor, as one of my roles, in secondary schools now, it is a government requirement that all students would have at least 2 sessions of one-to-one career guidance with a qualified career guidance counselor. And according to the Career Development Institute Code of Ethics, we are required to expose students to other options. So a student is bent on going to university to study X and Y course. During the session, we are required to expose the students to other pathways to get there. And that would include apprenticeship and the different levels of apprenticeship and the different pathways to get onto apprenticeship, which was never the case. So different levels of apprenticeship there. So in terms of the different levels of apprenticeship, this goes from level 2 all the way to level 7. Level 2 would be equivalent to GCSEs, and that is more suitable to 16 years old students that have just left secondary school and want to take up an apprenticeship. I have a student right now, is volunteering. I'll be talking about volunteering later. Is volunteering with Trilogy. So Trilogy have offered him an apprenticeship once he finishes his GCSE. So he already has that in bank for him if he chooses to go on that. So for him, that would be an intermediate level apprenticeship. I've got a table of the summary here. So you have got a level 2, which is the intermediate apprenticeship, equivalent to GCSEs, which is 5 passes at GCSE, which the 5 passes at GCSE includes minimum of grade 4 in English and maths. And then the duration for the intermediate apprenticeship is usually 1 to 2 years. Example of industries that will take students on for the level 2 intermediate apprenticeship would be the retail, construction, and hospitality. Then you have the level 3 advanced apprenticeship. This is equivalent to A levels. And typically, again, about 1 to 2 years. entry requirements is GCSEs grade 4 to 9, at least 5 GCSEs at grade 4 to 9. And this is very popular in the engineering, IT, and healthcare industry. Then for the level 4, which is referred to as a higher level apprenticeship, this is equivalent to a foundation year degree or an HND. So the foundation year degree is usually when students have finished their 18 students, and sometimes they want to get on a course in the university and they don't get the required qualification or grades to get on the course. Some universities will offer the foundation degree, which means those sort of students will now have to be in the university for 4 years before they get on the actual degree they want to get on. So that is equivalent to the higher apprenticeship level. So the industries that are popular for offering this is the finance, advanced engineering, and nursing. So there are students that want to get on to work in healthcare on the NHS. There is that for nursing available now. And then you have the degree apprenticeship, which is, I have to say now, there's more students coming through sixth form that are choosing to go on to degree apprenticeship. Firstly, because they have realized that if they get the apprenticeship, then they don't have to come out with student debt. So I think from my discussion and my experience, the motivation for most students to want to go on the degree apprenticeship is they don't want to be paying the student debt when they come out of school. And it's a no-brainer. If the opportunity is there, why not take it? So degree or master's degree apprenticeship would be between 3 to 6 years. Again, it depends on the industry, it depends on the organization. The entry requirement to get on the degree apprenticeship would be A-levels or level 4 to 5 qualification. So part of a level 4 to 5 qualification would be HND or foundation degree. So it is possible for a student to apply through UCAS to go to university, and they did not get the required grades to get onto the course. If the university then offers them the foundation degree, they can do that for 1 year and then get on an apprenticeship, the degree apprenticeship after that. So it is possible to actually start from intermediate and work your way all the way to the top there. So again, all of this will depend on flexibility of the industry that you choose to go into. Right. How do you then apply for apprenticeship? I have to say that getting an apprenticeship is very, very competitive. It's not straightforward. I know of students that have tried several year in, year out. I know of people who have tried severally, but they are not getting in. But with the right, meeting the right requirements and with the right mindset and skill set, as Mr. Odukoya mentioned earlier on, it just increases your opportunity and your chances of getting in. So the key application steps. Oh, right, I've got this data here. I was looking for the most recent data, but I couldn't get it. So as of 2021 to 2022 academic year, these are the industry and the percentages. Let me move this out of my way. So these are the industries and the percentages of apprenticeship opening or apprenticeship that had started with them. So at the top here, I have clicked on something, I can't see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can still see your screen, ma.
Okay, I can't see. Just a second, bear with me. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing and then go back to sharing again.
Okay.
I can do that. That's my screen. Okay, I'm back. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, sorry about that. I clicked on
That's
something,
all
I
right.
didn't know what it was. Right, so you have health and social work activities accounting for 23% of all apprenticeship stats. You have wholesale and retail trade represented about 11% apprenticeship stats. Then you have the public administration and defense making up 8% stats, and then you have education. This is as at 2021 to 2023. I know surely that in the education sector, some new apprenticeship roles has been opened this year. So there is now apprenticeship role for SENCO, that is special education needs. There is apprenticeship role for teachers now, and there's apprenticeship roles for career guidance counseling, which never used to exist. So I just think as time goes on, the roles and the opportunities for apprenticeship is going to just continue to increase. So the key application steps, research. It is very important that you are, if you're thinking about apprenticeship, irrespective of where you are in your career journey, it is important to, A, know exactly what you want and which industry you are planning to, you're interested in. Review the specific requirements of the apprenticeship and ensure that you meet the eligibility criteria. If it happens that there is a criteria that you have not met, then you're taking action to make sure that you are meeting that in terms of your continuous professional development needs. It is important that your document is well prepared. Continue to acquire qualifications in terms of short courses, as mentioned by Mr. Odukoya earlier on. References, it's very, very important. I'll be talking about that later on this slide as well. And well-prepared CV or application form. There is, as a school, we have a company that is nationally recognized by the government that helps to prepare our students for apprenticeship. And I will share the website. I've got some websites to share later on. Craft a personal statement. So personal statement is basically writing a brief statement expressing your interest in the role and the brief. It would be very important that the personal statement is on point. So I did a presentation a while back, and it was about CVs. During the research for the presentation, I didn't know this. I discovered that the length of time spent on individual potential candidate CVs is about between 7 to 8 seconds. So the personal statement must be well written, expressing your interest and able to capture the attention of those that are looking at the personal statement and CV. Prepare for the interview. So the company that prepares our students for apprenticeship role, this is the area it usually points out that students or people applying for apprenticeship fall short. Practice response to common interview questions. You want to find out what are the common interview questions for the role. You want to find out what sort of skills you're bringing to the role. Sometimes it's not just about your qualification, it is, are you the right fit? So you want to find out about the organization, find out about what they do, find out about what you can bring onto the role, what makes you stand out from the rest of the applicants. Then gather additional materials. In some field, you would be required to have a portfolio if it was something in engineering or arts or things like that. You would need to prepare your portfolio as an evidence of what you can do and what you're bringing. Take required aptitude tests, or just ensure that you have you're meeting you have looked after your CPD needs such that it gives you an edge to be able to apply and compete for the role. I think it would make sense to look at the average salary range, which is what I've got here next. So, move that back. So these are the apprenticeship levels, and these are the average salary range per year. So the average salary range per year is linked to the age, and most organizations that do apprenticeship would pay they are required to pay the national minimum wage anyway. And most organizations will pay more. From my research, if it was apprenticeship in IT or engineering, they pay a little bit more than the national minimum wage for the level of apprenticeship that is being done. But looking at the salary, as an apprentice, you are gaining two things. You're getting paid anyway. You're going to get your qualification at the end. You're going to get your experience at the end. If at the end of the apprenticeship, you are usually required to stay on for a couple more years after the apprenticeship, but all this again would vary from organization to organization and would depend also on the sort of contract when you started the role. So for example, my year 11 students I mentioned about that was offered an apprenticeship with Trilogy because he volunteered as a social worker. He said after his apprenticeship, he's required to stay with Trilogy for another 2 to 3 years, after which he can leave and go elsewhere. But the question he was asking me during the one-to-one career guidance was, he's not sure if he does that, how would he compare with someone that goes to the university? And so the discussion we had was, let's do the numbers in terms of the number of years that you have put in compared to someone that's gone to the university, and how you'll be able to rise and progress in terms of career. So his conclusion was, well, it will be better off because he's got the experience, which gives him an edge to apply for a role elsewhere if he decides to leave Trilogy. So those are some of the things to consider. So I've got here searching for apprenticeship. These are some useful websites. These are some websites that would point students to when we do one-to-one career guidance with them. It's useful for students and useful for matured people as well that want to change their careers. So My First Great Job is a very good one. On there, they do weekly webinars on apprenticeships and how to get apprenticeship, and updates on the most current information about different apprenticeships. So I would highly recommend them. Then you have Find an Apprenticeship UK. So it's an official government portal, allows you to search for and apply for apprenticeship across the UK. On a slide later on, I've got a snip of what this looks like to use the Find Apprenticeship website. There's Rate My Apprenticeship. This offers comprehensive list of all apprenticeship vacancies. The company reviews from former apprenticeship, which I think is very, very useful. Especially if you're looking into apprenticeship, you want to find out what other apprentices have said about the organization. They offer career advice to help you make informed decisions as well. Then you've got the UCAS apprenticeship. So UCAS will provide resources to search and apply for apprenticeship as well. So it's very similar to find apprenticeship.gov, I stated earlier on. Then you have Get My First Job. This is also a very good, useful website. Offers tools to match your interests. So you enter in your interests and qualification, and they match it to suitable vacancies or roles that you can then apply for based on different regions. There is Amazing Apprenticeship as well. So they provide resources again and information to help you understand and find apprenticeships. So all of these are very useful resources or websites that would help anyone interested in starting an apprenticeship or just checking to see if it works for you or if it's something you want to go into. So, like I said earlier on, findapprenticeship.gov. This is what the website looks like. So you enter a job or a company, enter the city or postcode. Once you do that and you do the search, then you have got different categories that might be of interest to you. This is just a snip. There's a longer list than this. And so you select the ones you're interested in, click the next button, and then ask you for a few other information, and then just brings up all the vacancies by different regions in the UK that matches your interests. Then, before I go on, is apprenticeship right for you? That is one question. If anyone is thinking about if apprenticeship is right for you, my answer is it would depend on where you are in your career journey. So I gave an example earlier on of a 58-year-old woman that decided she didn't want to do what she was doing anymore. She wanted to do something else. And she decided to start an apprenticeship with B&Q. So it 100% depends on your career journey, which will be if you already have qualification and you're working, it might be different in terms of compared to a 16-year-old or a post-16 that is then considering, should I go to uni, should I do an apprenticeship? Or if you're a career changer, so you want to change from one career to another one. So those are some of the things that you need to consider. So volunteering opportunities. So I want to talk about volunteering now. So this is a dictionary meaning of volunteering. A person who freely offers to take part in an enterprise or undertake a task. And then a second one, a person who works for an organization without being paid. So the question is, why would I work without being paid? So again, it's not just about working without being paid, it's about what are you going to gain as a result of engaging in volunteering. So if I move on here. So the first thing you want to look at in terms of volunteering opportunities and impacts for career growth. Volunteering gives an opportunity for skills development and also provides you with opportunities to get hands-on experience and gain transferable skills. So for example, working with a non-profit organization might involve undertaking some projects and project management, fundraising, event planning, or community outreach. By doing these roles, it gives you transferable skills that is applicable across different industries. So you have the communication and interpersonal skills. Mr. Odukoya did a really, really good talk about skill sets. So you gain communication and interpersonal skills, leadership skills, problem-solving skills. These sort of skills might not be the type of skills that you would gain normally in your normal job or with what you're doing right now if you did not engage in volunteering. Right. Secondly, one of the benefits of volunteering and how that impacts on career growth is it provides you the opportunity to build a professional network. In terms of building professional network, while volunteering, the supervisors, your supervisor while volunteering and your colleagues would be able to do references and give recommendations for you. This then adds credibility to your CV in helping you to stand out in job applications. Also, it provides the opportunity for mentorship as well. So some volunteer organization would offer mentorship program, pairing volunteers with experienced professionals who can provide guidance on career progression. So I'm linking that back to Dr. Akintude's session as well. Number 3, it provides opportunity for exploring career paths and gaining industry insights. You might volunteer in an organization that you are happy with, or you might get there like, I don't think this is for me. Gives you an opportunity to have that taster and see if it works for you or not. Which in terms of career exploration, it also can be an opportunity for pathway to employment. So if you're interested in a particular sector or organization, if they have volunteering scheme, if you signed up for it, if the vacancy comes up, most of those organizations will look into their volunteer pool for people that would fill up the roles. So that would be one of the advantages there. Enhancing your resume, CV, or your portfolio makes you stand out to employers. It also gives you an opportunity to showcase your achievements. So many volunteer roles involve specific projects or measurable outcome. So for example, if you was fundraising targets, event coordination. So these are the achievements added to your CV and portfolio shows tangible results. It shows if you're going for an interview or applied for a role, it shows the people, the organization that you are result-oriented. Also, volunteering increases your self-confidence. Once you have volunteered and you have experienced the role, then you have more confidence in terms of how the organization works, how the sector works. When you then go for interview, this then makes you to stand out. Right. I need to get rid of this. Okay, I know what I'm doing now. Just a second. I've clicked on something and I can't see my screen again. That's not it. That's the second. Sorry, can you see my screen?
We can still see your screen.
Okay, not seeing it.
Thank you.
Right, okay, I think I've got it back. No, I know what's... I have on here, looking at key takeaways. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. Right, key takeaways. Looking at career progressions, apprenticeships can progress from one level to another, allowing for continuous learning and development. So that would be, like I said earlier on, that is one of the reasons why apprenticeship is becoming more popular now. And I know that recently, since the Labour government came in, there is, I'm not sure if they have implemented it or if it's going to be implemented later, tuition fee for university is going to be increasing. So as a result of that, when students are having their one-to-one career guidance now, they are thinking about, I really don't want to be in that much debt. Apprenticeship leads to career readiness. Each level, irrespective, prepares apprentices for increasingly skilled and professional roles, offering a direct path to employment. Apprentices at each level would earn a salary while they gain qualification, making it a practical alternative to traditional full-time education. Also, these levels ensure apprenticeship can accommodate several skills. So there's several skills are gained from foundational learning to degree level apprenticeship, helping individuals to build their careers across many industries. Then volunteering, which was the last thing I talked about, is a very powerful way to boost career growth, providing valuable experience, mentorship, and building skills and expanding networks. So in summary, thinking about, like I said earlier on, it depends on where you are in your career journey. If you're a career changer, you want to change from one career to another, apprenticeship might be a good way for you going forward. Again, you need to think about in terms of the levels and the levels of apprenticeship available, and also think about the salary that you might be earning. But like I've shown you earlier on, there are several websites that gives lots of resources, lots of advices on different levels of apprenticeship that would then help to inform your decision taking. So I think I finished.